At this time, I am happy to introduce our commencement speaker, Eva Sollberger. Eva is a multimedia producer at the Burlington-based newspaper 7 Days, and the creator and host of the video blog Stuck in Vermont. Since 2007, Eva has been traveling the state and bringing us quirky, unforgettable, and engaging stories of Vermonters. Eva was raised in Johnson, Vermont. She attended college in Massachusetts and worked in the film industry in California. She has worked as a babysitter, a bartender, a coffee maker, a caterer, and a host of other positions, all of which has given her the experience needed to be an effective interviewer, documentarian, artist, and storyteller. We are delighted that she could join us today, and it is my pleasure to introduce Eva.
Hello, everyone. I am so glad to be here with all of you today, and I would like to start off by congratulating the CCV class of 2015. You guys did it! Looking out at this diverse crowd from all over our state and beyond, I see so many excited, proud, happy faces. I know you all worked so hard to get to this moment, sacrificed a lot, and pushed through many barriers. And you're surrounded by family and friends who have supported you on your journey and shared your success along the way. As someone who tells stories for a living, I imagine every single one of you has an amazing story about how you got here and where you're going. But because I can't interview all of you at this moment, I'm going to share my story with you. I've been stuck in Vermont for 8 years and doing a job that I love, traveling around our state and interviewing people like you, making a weekly video series for the newspaper 7 Days. I'd like to stop here and take a moment to see if I've met any of you or interviewed any of you. Can you raise your hand if I've interviewed you, if you're at an event that I covered, or if you've just seen me running around with a camera? There's one, Lieutenant Governor, I interviewed him at a racetrack. Anybody else? No? Okay, well, I'm gonna look for you guys down the road. I might be interviewing you, you never know. I have one of those jobs that people envy because it looks really fun, and it is often fun. I get paid a salary to make creative videos every week. I shoot them and edit them and post them online. It's hard to call it work when you go to interesting places, meet unusual people, and get to ask every nosy question you've ever dreamt of. It's great. So how did I get my dream job? And why is someone as quirky as me on TV every week? Right? Can you believe it? Me. How did I become an unofficial Vermont ambassador, giving advice to visitors and people relocating to our state about where to stay and work? And most importantly, why does anyone watch the videos I make when there is so much content out there to choose from? For the record, my job didn't even exist before I created it. And the tools that I use today, digital video and the internet, didn't exist when I went to college, so I had to learn them after college. I started out as a creative kid from the small Vermont town of Johnson. I loved playing make-believe and watching movies, but I had no idea how to turn this into a career. I didn't like high school, so I dropped out at age 16, and I went to an early college. I remember the day I graduated with my Bachelor of Arts degree. Like many of you here today, I was smiling ear to ear, and I felt like anything was possible. I moved to Northern California and tried to be a working artist, someone who got paid to be creative. And all of you artists out there know how rare these jobs are. It's sort of like trying to catch a rainbow-colored unicorn with one hand tied behind your back. It's not easy. I've tried that. So I took random work and gleaned from it what I could, and in a haphazard way, all of these gigs gave me the skills I needed to do the job that I have now. You know, the job that I made up. Bartending taught me how to interview people from different backgrounds. Working film festivals gave me a free pass to see independent films from around the world. Making a documentary with a friend taught me how to shoot and edit digital video. Drawing comics showed me how to make storyboards. Coordinating visual effects shots introduced me to scheduling work and delivering on budget and on time. Projecting 35mm films gave me a glimpse behind the magic curtain. And finally, I returned to Vermont and made a cable access show called The Deadbeat Club. And that taught me what it was like having an audience, both locally and online. I imagine many of you are already preparing for the job hunt, or maybe you are hoping to get promoted at your current job. Just know that no matter how far off a job may seem from your end goal, there's always something to be learned there. I started making Stuck in Vermont 8 years ago, and 7 Days believed in me and my work enough to hire me full-time to make these videos for them. Since then, my 401 videos have been viewed over 3 million times online and are sponsored by the Vermont Department of Tourism and Hotel Vermont. I appear on WCIX's The 30 every week, and I can't make it through the grocery store without hearing multiple pitches and someone calling out, "Hey, you're that lady on TV." I hear that a lot. Sometimes people get confused by the title of my series and say, well, if you feel stuck in Vermont, why don't you just leave? It's a good question. When I was a teenager living in a small Vermont town with no internet access, I did feel stuck here. But after a decade in Northern California, I was happy to return to Vermont and my family. I'm glad to be stuck in a state where we know our neighbors. You can run into the governor at a party or the lieutenant governor at a racetrack, and there is so much green, open space. The work that I do fulfills me and makes me feel like I have a purpose and a place in this community. Every video that I produce and every person that I meet inspires me and helps me grow as an artist. Somehow, I managed to achieve everything I longed for after graduation in the most roundabout way possible. When I was a student at Johnson Elementary School, we took a trip to the State House and met Governor Madeline Kunin. It made a big impression on me. Being a woman in traditionally male-dominated fields like film projection and video production puts me in a unique position. It never occurred to me that I couldn't learn how to thread a 35mm projector or use a video camera. And when I moved back to Vermont, I was the first female projectionist at Merrill's Theaters in Burlington, and since then, there have been many women in that position. I also work for 2 women who were once performing artists. 7 Days was founded by Paula Routley and Pamela Polston 20 years ago and has been thriving despite the changing media landscape. They took a chance on me, and they helped make my dreams come true. I'm telling you these stories to stress the obvious. Women can be governors, newspaper publishers, video makers, and college presidents. You are only as limited as you think you are. In the end, all that matters is who has the most passion, who threads the film correctly, and who hits their deadlines week after week. People often ask me how they can get their dream job, the one that makes them excited to get up every morning, or in my case, stay up late every night. And my only advice is to stay on target. Have you all seen the original Star Wars? Calling all nerds out there, the original Star Wars? Okay, if you have not seen it, spoiler alert, I'm gonna tell you something. You know when the rebel forces are trying desperately to destroy the evil Death Star against seemingly insurmountable odds, the good guys are dropping like flies, and Gold 5, the pilot, keeps repeating, "Stay on target, stay on target." And in the end, Luke Skywalker uses the Force to hit the target, destroy the Death Star, and save the day. I think about this phrase every week when I'm hitting a deadline. Finishing a video is one of the hardest things that I do. It is a weekly struggle with doubt, insecurity, and anxiety. So instead of procrastinating and surfing Facebook, I mutter to myself on repeat, "Stay on target, stay on target," and I do my work. And I hit my deadlines. And the next week, the Death Star is reborn, and I get to destroy it again. Yay, it's so fun. No matter how much you love what you do, there will be work involved. Lots of it. But when you're passionate about what you do, the blood, sweat, and tears all seems worth it somehow. Looking at all of you, I see so many hopes and dreams for the future. I know you will all have different journeys, but no matter what steps you take next, be sure to check in with yourself every now and again. What is your goal? And are you staying on target? Are you passionate about what you do? Are you making this world a better place? Don't be discouraged if it takes a long time to find the work that makes your heart sing. The payoff is more than worth the long journey. And always remember this graduation day. It's proof that you can achieve whatever you set out to do. So congratulations, graduates. May you all remain proudly stuck in Vermont with us, and no matter what comes your way, stay on target.